Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. And today we have a big Hall Star interview for you today. It's very exciting. And I am film critic Rachel Wagner. Anna's here.
Hey, everybody.
Today we have Tamera Mowry-Housley here. And Tamera, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I have to say, last year I just listened to, a bunch of Hallmark podcasts, and you ladies are definitely one of my favorites. Really, I love how you are honest with your critiques, but at the same time, you're kind with it, and I appreciate that being on the other side of it, because we are human, us actors. And for the most part, we try our best. And then it's up to you guys. That's the way I see it. I try my best, and then I just give it to the world, and hopefully the reception is great. So, but yeah, I'm a fan.
I really appreciate you saying that, because it's definitely our goal to be honest, to give critical analysis as a film critic. That's kind of my goal, but also to always be respectful and kind, because I always say at least somebody made something, and so I always try and respect that.
Yeah, and it's not easy all the time, especially I always wanted to share this. My daughter wants to say hello really quickly. Say hello, Raya. Say hi. She said she wanted to look really pretty for you guys. But it's around bedtime. But say hi, and then mommy has to get back to work. Okay. They're my new friends. Say hello.
From what?
From Hallmark.
For what?
Hallmark. For my Hallmark movies.
For what?
For my Hallmark movies.
What's a Hallmark movie?
Girl, you know my Hallmark movies.
I don't.
Girl. Now I've been attacked by the children.
The child podcast bomb.
That is really cute.
Okay, ready? Let's go. Mommy's working. Okay. Yes, Aiden. All right. Go finish eating your vegetables. Okay. Sorry, ladies.
Okay, that was really cute.
But Paul Campbell and I, we always, the reason why we loved actually doing Hallmark films is we said it's such an amazing challenge, because you have only 15 days to shoot an entire film.
Yeah.
And when you think about that, it's like, oh my gosh, that's over an hour work of film, and you shoot it in 15 days. You have long days, and you have to show up and be ready. There's no room for, oh, I'm tired. Oh, what's my line? Oh, so we really try to just, give it our all in those 15 days. And so when it really hits, it makes us feel great.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Well, we appreciate it. We really appreciate all that you all do. Awesome. Well, we like to start in our interviews and ask our guests, how did you get inspired to get into acting? How did you and Tia get started?
Honestly, we used to watch Days of Our Lives. I don't know if you watch, the soap we used to call it. It just looked like so much fun. I in particularly love, like, they were always dressed to the nines just to like hang out in their house. And I thought that could be, really cool if that's what acting, was. And I remember just telling my mom, and I started out. So I actually wrote a book. It's coming out October 4th. You can pre-order now. But I really tell my story. I tell that story of when and it's called, it's a memoir, Life, Wine and Cookies. But it literally tells the story of when I got the bug to act, how I started in pageants. And then I started in commercials, then made a big move to Los Angeles. My mom made a deal with my sister and I and said, in order for me to do this, I think it's important for me to manage you guys because you're so young. I want to make sure that, because some people can take advantage of young stars and young actors. And she did not want that to happen. So she had to quit her job. And she said, in order for me to have confidence that I'm doing the right things for my daughter, I want you ladies to go out there for a month And I want to see if you'll book something. And we did. We booked a Chrysler commercial. And then that's how it all started. I was 11 and we booked Sister Sister around 14, 15. So it only took 3 years for us to like hit it big, but those 3 years were years full of lots of rejection.
Were both you and Tia equally invested in it?
First, I was. Tia was like, I don't know if I want to do this, especially the pageants. And so I did a community play, and it was in Coppers Cove, Texas. And she saw how much fun I was having. So then we both did pageants. My sister thrived in pageants. I did later. Then we went out to Los Angeles, and boom, the rest is history. Yeah.
That's so amazing. I mean, what is it like to be on such an iconic show like Sister Sister that we all remember, watching with our friends growing up? That was just so funny and just a good time. Like, what's it like to be on like such an amazing show like that?
I know, right? I look back, and when we were doing it, we didn't know. We knew it was like fun and something special, but we never knew it was going to be a classic. It was never going to become quote unquote iconic. It's crazy. 20 years later, the show is still being watched by, our generation, younger generations. And that is the one thing about that show I did kind of recognize is we had like 2-year-olds watching the show all the way up to like 92, watching the show. And we realized that not a lot of shows had that. So we were like, that's special. But at the same time, it was like surreal because I was with my twin doing what I absolutely loved to do. And it was successful. So honestly, we were just having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's so much fun.
I was gonna say, what was it like to be your sister, to be your co-star and your your co-worker,
It was, it was a blessing. We hardly ever fought. I think out of the 6 years that we did that show, my sister and I probably had 2 fights, 2 arguments, and it was over a boy. Fitting,
of course.
But that was it. It was a dream. And what's really cool too is we've had, some guest stars who were on it, and they saw us later in life, and also extras who worked on the show, and they all said, that was such an amazing experience. Thank you for letting everyone on that set feel special. And that was one of my sister and I's main thing. Whether you were an extra, a guest star, or a regular, we wanted you to have an amazing time. And I continue to do that whenever I do my films, whether I'm just starring in it or I'm producing it. I always want to make sure everyone is having a good time and that we appreciate everyone's work on a film, because if it weren't for the crew, we wouldn't have the films that we do.
So was it fun doing 17 again? Because then you got to have your brother on that one as well.
So much fun. My sister and I wanted to do 17 again. But my brother, he's like, both of them are like, they're too cool. I was like, come on, Taj. It was such a hit. But Taj was like, nah, I'm good. I like being with y'all behind the scenes, and he'll guest star on our things. Like he guest starred on Family Reunion. He was on The Real multiple times. But yeah, this is the thing about Taj. Whenever you're in anything with Taj, he's gonna steal the show. It's just, it is what it is. He's very talented. And I am still so proud of him with Smart Guy, with Baby Daddy, with he just finished a film on Netflix with Kevin Hart, Mark Wahlberg. The boy is just, he's, the coolest thing is every Maury is working and been working throughout, time. And I think it's definitely because of our parents. You know, we stayed sane, our faith, we know where our blessings come from, as we say. And you know, we're just so grateful. We're grateful.
We'd like to take a second from this episode of the podcast to celebrate our sponsor of this episode, and that is the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast?
Do you want an inside scoop into what happens on the podcast?
Do you want early access to episodes and loads of cool perks?
Now is the time to become a patron of Hallmarkies podcast.
By becoming a patron, you get to access our patron Facebook group.
You can request episodes or even be a guest on the podcast.
And most importantly, any patron can join our monthly movie watch-alongs with stars like Paul Campbell, Natalie Hall, and more.
It's as low as $2 a month to join in and become a special part of the Hallmarkies family.
Please consider, and we will love you forever.
Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
So Tia did a Hallmark movie the year before you did one. Is that how you kind of got involved, or was that just random?
Oh, what's crazy is I was so, you know, busy with the reel. I didn't even know she did one. I didn't even know. It wasn't until I actually started working with the same production company and I got sick. She had bronchitis when she was shooting that film, and we saw the same doctor. So the doctor, when I was shooting the film, was like, "Oh, wait a minute, I saw you last year," and I'm like, "No, you didn't." "No, yes, I did." And I'm like, "No, you didn't." I was like, maybe it was my sister. "Oh, yes, Tia." And I was like, "Tia, did you work with this quick? Did you?" And she was like, "Yep." And then she became the Lifetime girl. And then I became, you know, the Hallmark girl. And we always said that was the best because we're dividing and conquering, you know?
Yeah.
Christmas on lock.
I mean, I guess if you needed somebody for like a COVID understudy, you can just sub out each other's Christmas movies.
Absolutely. And no one would know because, you know, Twitches 1 and Twitches 2, we swapped places.
No way. Really?
Tia played me, and I played Tia in a scene in Twitches 2.
Oh,
So, yeah.
wow.
That is funny.
That's a good secret. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we have to ask. So Christmas Comes Twice.
Yes.
We really enjoyed. Such a sweet story, and work with Shirley Ralph must have been awesome.
Okay. And then when she won her Emmy just recently for
Legend.
Oh my gosh. I will tell you this, I'll never forget. We had some really, really, really late nights on that film because it was a carnival. And I didn't think about that before reading the script. Yeah. But there were nights where we were just really tired and we were doing these scenes, and Cheryl, she's such a mentor. She became a really good friend. And you know, she would talk with me about her days. You know, she's an original dream girl. And she would say, you know, just hang in there, never give up. And one thing that I learned about Cheryl when shooting that film is to be free to bring yourself to the character. Because as you can see, she's you know, she's very expressive. And that is what made that character, just her character, come alive in Christmas Comes Twice. And she was very passionate in everything that she said, because she's actually very passionate in real life. So she literally gave me the okay to just go for it. And you know, you don't have to always be kind of subdued. And you know, there are some actors who are like that, and it works for them because that's who they are. But I'm very passionate, I'm very expressive, I'm goofy, I'm silly, I'm all of that. And she gave me the confidence to just bring that to every character that I do when it calls for it. Yeah.
Cheryl is she's amazing. We loved her Hallmark movie last year.
Right?
It's great.
She's brilliant. She makes every film better. I was so honored. And you know, Vanessa Williams was actually asked to play that role first. And I remember I was like, darn it, because I love Vanessa Williams. But then once they said Sheryl Lee Ralph accepted the offer, I was like, oh my gosh. And she did an amazing job. Amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing. So we want to talk about Girlfriendship. We're very excited because I first saw this movie on the website back in July.
Right?
And then it was like, okay, are we ever going to see this movie? And
same, girl, same.
so it's finally here. So tell us about the movie.
Girlfriendship is so special to me because this is my first Hallmark film where romance isn't really the center of the film with, you know, with your male lead. I'm used to just being me and a male lead, you know, just for those 15 days. This film is about friendship, about actually having a romance with yourself. It is about, yes, it is about romance, friendship, but most importantly, turning inward and rediscovering who you truly are, no matter what phase of life you are in. I play Tamera. She works for a greeting card company in finance department. She has other passions that you will discover in this film, but she takes care of her mother and her family financially, and she feels that a passion, I guess, career, passion-driven career with the arts, because she loves painting, isn't really going to help pay the bills for herself and her mom, who is struggling with her memory. So in this film, you actually see her struggle with following her passion, her dreams, or living for other people. No matter how, I mean, and that's a lot of people go through this, and it is a struggle. There's Eva and Renee. Eva's played by Krista Joy Brown. What I love about this film too is all three girls are distinctively different. We have our own vibe. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Casting was, it was perfectly casted. Eva plays a mom who, you know, is all about her children. She forgets herself. And Renee is played by Lindy Greenwood, who is just, you know, fantastic. She's also in another Christmas film this year. But, you know, she plays a hairdresser who has dreams and aspirations to expand, you know, as a person, but not only that, for a business. And what happens is it's my birthday, I'm a workaholic, and the girls want to take me on this trip to turn up. Well, Renee's assistant makes a mistake and books the wrong trip.
Okay.
It's more of a, like, you know, getting to know yourself, like a therapeutic kind of a trip where there's lots of sage, arts and crafts and baskets. And Tamera's like, what is this? This is not turn up. What is this?
This is slow down. And
exactly. And I have to search within myself. But I will tell you what I absolutely love about this film and the romance aspect of it. She really wasn't thinking about it, wasn't looking for it, didn't want it. And here comes this man, played by Brad James, who I have to say is probably the smoothest male lead I have ever had in my life.
That is a handsome man. Wow.
All my leads have been very, very handsome. But let me tell you, I'll give you the exclusive right here. Brad is Keisha's husband. Keisha Knight Pulliam actually directed the film. And we had this scene where, you know, obviously we have to kiss. And it was so awkward because I'm like, Keisha, what the hell do I have to kiss? You're right there. And she's a director. So she's looking at the screen like, and action. And I'm like, oh my God, she's dissecting everything. And we did the kiss, you know, first. And she's a tiny thing. She's tiny. She comes walking down, you know, and we were far away. She comes walking. She was like, what was that? That was like a 4th grade kiss. What is this? And then she was like, Brad, I give you permission to freaking kiss Tamera. Do it.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
Pressure, but we did it. And she was like,
that is really funny.
Yep. Yeah.
It's kind of funny that she works for a greeting card company
I know,
in a
right?
Hallmark movie. That's sort of meta.
Yeah.
Yeah, very meta.
Yes. But yeah, it's so beautiful. It's about, empowerment, love, friendship, and being true to yourself and listening to that inner voice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool. We're very excited.
Yeah.
He's Johnny.
And he's Darren.
Do you like movies?
Do you like your childhood?
Do you like movies from your childhood?
Do you like podcasts about movies from your childhood?
If you answered yes to one or all those questions, then you might enjoy NostalgiaCast. It's a podcast about movies from your childhood.
So if you're nostalgic for nostalgia, then you might like NostalgiaCast. See, that's the name of our podcast, NostalgiaCast.
Yeah, I think they got that.
Should we sign off?
Let's do it. I'm Johnny.
And he's Darren.
And this is
NostalgiaCast.
I win.
Can you tell us a little bit about your Christmas movie coming up?
I will say this. I feel like all my Christmas movies just keep getting better and better and better every single year. I think mainly because, I'm getting back into acting. My first one, I had just started and I was on a hiatus for 7 years. So I just had started back up again, and Brooks was amazing. This particular film, I will tell you, the talent in it, the girl who plays my daughter, Isabel, oh my gosh, Bert, she blew my mind. She blew everyone's mind. I was just like, you're amazing. But the story is so cute. It's Inventing the Christmas Prince. This is a woman who is, unfortunately, she lost her husband 3 years ago. And she's a single mom. And I'm happy because I got reunited with working with the stars again. I am a rocket engineer in this one. She loves her job. She loves her child. But it's been hard every Christmas since her husband died. And to make her daughter feel better, she loves to tell her stories, read books at night. And she created this Christmas Prince. And that's how the movie starts, with her telling this story. Well, her daughter goes with her to work one day, and her boss, played by Ronnie Rode Jr., who is just like fantastic. I'm like, what? This is insane. Very charming. But, again, he has his own vibe that works very well. And he loves his craft. And I have to say, he's a perfectionist like me. So we were matched perfectly in that sense. Like, if one forgot each other's lines, we were like, ha, ha, ha. Didn't. So it was really cool. But he plays this kind of Scrooge-like boss. And he just doesn't get it. He doesn't get relationships or life. But I loved his choice for his character, because you want to actually fall in love with this person. You don't want to hate him. It's not that he's a horrible person. It's that he's been hurt in the past, and he's socially awkward, and he doesn't really know how to show his emotions. And without giving too much away, my daughter comes to work with me one day because he has us working weekends, and because he doesn't have a life. He expects his coworkers to not have a life, his employees. I bring her, she sees him, and he has a little birthmark on his hand that I said the Christmas Prince has a little mark on his wrist, because that's when the reindeer kissed him when he was a baby. So she thinks he's the Christmas Prince.
Okay.
And now I have to, again, like, Christmas has been really hard for my daughter every year, because it's around the time her father died. I will do anything. If you're a mom, in these moments, I've never seen her light up like this in 3 years. I'm willing to do anything for her to bring that magic of Christmas back and to make her happy. And here's a man that's actually tangible, even though I'm like, what did she see in him? So we're forced to make this work. I make a little deal with my boss, because I'm one of the best workers, that I won't quit if he pretends to be the Christmas prince.
Okay.
That's cute.
It sounds really cute.
It is so cute. It is so moving. It is probably one of the most beautiful films visually I have ever done. And just the sweetest and charming story. Yeah.
That sounds,
I love
yeah.
it.
I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah, Ronnie's great. We love him. So I think you guys
Fantastic. Fantastic. And the script is actually, it's amazing. And the fashion in this film. I was like, okay then.
Yeah. And both of the movies, you have your natural hair and it looks amazing. So I'm glad.
Thank you. What's so amazing is that's what Hallmark wants me to do, you know? And I'm like, okay then, all right. You know, I don't mind, you know, wearing it. And you know, I gotta represent for us girls out there.
Yeah, well, it looks amazing.
Thank you.
Well, tell us a little bit more about your book, just so you can and tell them like where they can buy it, and again where it's coming out, and just what it's about.
It's a memoir, and it starts when I decided to become an actress. I talk about a lot of my struggles, but I also talk about my triumphs. And I talk about my family. I talk about the reason, you know, why I left The Real, my talk show, and how hard that was. I talk about the struggles of being a mom and pursuing my dreams. I've been married for over a decade, how to keep that alive. The future, I talk about Hallmark and what Hallmark means to me. I also talk about my niece. I have a love letter who was murdered about 3 years ago, because I never, you know, got to say goodbye. And I just wanted to, you know, just talk about what an amazing person she was, and how much she has impacted my life, my family's life, and just, you know, Napa, you know, where she was born and raised. But to make a long story short about my book, it's a quick read. It is fun. It is warm. It is inspirational. And my main thing for the book is I have these Tamera-isms, as I call, and they're little bite-sized words of wisdom that I have collected throughout my life that kind of just helped me through my journey, because it wasn't always easy. And I realized that I wanted to share these bite-sized words of wisdom, because being on The Real, I realized that my voice actually, you know, it's helped so many young women and men as well. And I just wanted my book, I wanted to share all that with you guys. And the main thing, the feedback that I'm getting is people love is I didn't want to talk at you. I wanted to talk with you. So I bring you in to my little world, and we just chat, we kiki, we talk about life and what we can learn from each other and my experiences.
Love that. Sounds great.
Yeah, I'm very proud of it. And so far the feedback has been just absolutely just wonderful. And that makes me feel really good, because I gave my all.
Yeah.
I give my all in this book.
And it looks like it's available October 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so next week. Awesome.
I know, everything is happening just so fast. We have Girlfriendship October 1st. I have my book October 4th. November 18th is Inventing the Christmas Prince. And then soon you will find out the baking show, the Dr. Seuss baking show that I did for Amazon Prime. That's going to be coming out in December, but we'll have a date for that soon.
Okay, yeah, you're just everywhere. we love it. It's great.
Oh, thank you. They're my passion projects. And that's the thing. Right now, I'm doing things that I absolutely love to do. And it's just been an amazing, amazing journey. It's been so much fun. And I wanted to say too, thank you to you ladies and everyone who watches Hallmark. You welcomed me with such open arms. I was like, oh, because Hallmark is a huge brand. And the Hallmarkies, you guys take this, it's you take it to heart and you love it. And I feel very just grateful that you welcomed me with open arms. So
well, we were so excited because we already had your sister on in our world, and so, yes, we get both. This is great.
And now you just have to get us both together.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, it would be so great, like you guys and Taj, like in a movie.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying. I am trying. A Hallmark film with the three of us. Come on now.
Like a Parent Trappy kind of a thing.
Right? It might. I mean, if Paul Campbell, was it Tyler and Andrew can do it?
Yes, that's right.
How about Tia, Tamera, and Taj? That'll be.
There we go.
That would be so
cool.
fun.
Right?
Yeah.
That really needs to happen. Hallmark.
Tia has to finish with Lifetime first, and then she can come on over.
I mean, but who wouldn't watch that? I mean,
I know.
It would be huge.
It'll be amazing, and we would have a blast.
Some more writer friends. We got to get started on treatment.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and talk with us. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate you, ladies. Thank you for making the schedule work. And
thanks again. Well, hopefully it's the first of many times we get to talk with you.
Whatever you ladies want. I really do love you, ladies. So anytime, okay? So
we'd like to thank Tamera for coming on the podcast. This was so much fun. I really, really enjoyed this interview. And so let us know what you think if you got to listen in the comments or on Twitter. And Anne, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at awscott21.
And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. And make sure you're following the podcast, Hallmarkies Pod, and Hallmarkies Podcast, all of our social media. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. That really helps us a lot. And if you are watching on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that so much. We also have our patron group and merch store. We're actually having tonight one of our movie watch-alongs with writer Elise Murray, who did help write on Girlfriendship. So it'd be a perfect time for you to get some behind the scenes on the Hallmark movie making process. So please check that out. We'd sure appreciate it. We also have the merch store. We're going to have some new designs coming up soon, which are going to be very fun. So take a look at that. And thanks again to Tamera. It was really fun. And we'll talk to y'all later. Merry Christmas. Bye.
Bye.